Hello friends, my name is Abhi Srivastava and I welcome you all yet another video of Cloud Buddy. These days, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning and virtual reality. So I thought to explore these technologies and build something interesting around them. In this video, I'll be talking about my project Virtual Trip Advisor, which basically recommends the best places to visit across the world, things to do, and helps the customer to plan their trips. It also checks the availability of the hotels, cabs based on the selected date range and location and help them in the booking process. In this project, I have used the following technologies: virtual reality, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, voice translation for multilingual support, 3D character with gestures, and real-time recommendations based on the user inputs. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence are distinct but complementary technologies. They can be used together to create unique experiences. Virtual reality has been applied successfully to hundreds of scenarios in diverse areas, including rapid prototyping, manufacturing, scientific visualization, healthcare, engineering, and education. Now, I want to go over and explain how this application works. Over here, you can see the high-level architecture diagram of this application. This whole architecture is deployed on AWS cloud, and I'm using the following AWS services, where AWS Sumerian is basically a browser-based authoring tool to create AR, VR, and 3D immersive apps. You can also add virtual avatars and Chatbot using the AWS Sumerian hosts. AWS Cognito provides the identity pool for the authentication so that AWS Sumerian can communicate with other AWS services, where AWS Translate is responsible to convert the text coming from Lex, which is basically in English, to the user selected language, where Lex and Poly provides the chatbot kind of thing. Lex can gives you automatic speech recognition and natural language understanding. That means it can understand the spoken word and how to respond to it. Here, I am using S3 to store the logo and other static files, where AWS Lambda is responsible to validate the user input, fetch the data from Cegik Travel API, which is basically a third-party API, and after user confirmation, store the user-related data in DynamoDB and send the confirmation mail to through SES service, AWS SES service, and maintain the logs in CloudWatch. Now let's quickly understand how this application works. User can give the voice input to Sumerian host with the help of system mic. Sumerian then passes on the voice input to LexBot configured with Sumerian. Lex first converts the voice input to text and then matches with utterance or phrases defined in your intent of bot. And if any records found, then it invokes the corresponding intent. You can define the multiple intents in a single bot, and under that intent, you can define multiple utterances to understand the user interest or requirement. This is my AWS console, and here you can see the list of bots. BookTrip is a bot which I configured with Sumerian. Under this bot, you can see the multiple intents. And under each intent, I have defined the multiple utterances. So when the user calls any of these utterances, it will invoke the corresponding intent. And once the intent is invoked, either it prompts the next question to the user or call the Lambda function, where Lambda first validates the user input, and in case of any error, it sends back the fabricated response message to Lex, and let's further send the same response to Sumerian so that it can be communicated to the client. Otherwise, Lambda call the Sigic API to recommend the best location based on the user input and send the response to the Sumerian. And if the user selected a language other than English, then the response first translated to the language that selected by the user, and then further it pass on to the poly. Otherwise, the response sent directly to the poly. Poly is a text-to-voice service provided by AWS. It is not just only converts the text to voice, but it changes the accent as well based on the selection of language and voice profile. There are one or more voice profiles available in AWS Poly for each language, and you can choose the voice profile based on the language and gender. AWS Poly provides around 59 to 60 voices covering 29 languages. So when AWS Lex sent the response to Poly, Poly further communicated it to client with the help of system speaker. And finally, when the intent is fulfilled, AWS Lex call the Lambda function to store the user information and transaction information, if any, in DynamoDB, and finally send the confirmation mail to the client with the help of AWS SES service. So here, CloudWatch we are using to maintain the service log for monitoring purpose. Now let's move on to the demo part and see how exactly this application works. So here I am loading my scene and it will take few seconds. Yeah, it's loaded.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the TripAdvisor. My name is Eliza and I am your virtual TripAdvisor. English is the default language of communication. If you want to change it, you can say change language. Otherwise, you can ask for plan my trip, book hotel or book car.
So here I have programmed my host to greet the customer based on their local time of the day and use the different gestures while speaking, like we all human does while talking to each other. You may notice that she was rolling her hand while welcoming the customer, pointing herself while giving her introduction, and pointing customer while greeting or referring to the customer. So if I move my head a little bit left or right, or change the position of this host, so you will feel that she is always looking at you. So you won't feel that you are talking with a chatbot. So you will get a real kind of feeling like you are talking to a human being. Now, if I greet her, she will respond me back. Hi, Eliza.
Hello, Avish. My name is Eliza. How can I help you today?
And now I'm going to ask her to change my language. Since she can talk with me in 11 different languages in this application. So let me show you. I would like to change my language.
Which language you want to choose?
Spanish.
Gracias. El idioma seleccionado, español, se ha configurado correctamente. Ahora puedes comunicarte más en español.
Actually, she was confirming that my selected language has been configured successfully, and now I can communicate further in Spanish language. So let me try any other language. Change my language.
¿Qué idioma quieres elegir?
Korean.
¿Qué idioma quieres elegir?
She's asking for which language I want to go with. Korean.
감사합니다. 선택한 언어, 한국어가 성공적으로 구성되었습니다. 이제 한국어로 더 통신할 수 있습니다.
Now, if you notice that when I change the language, host voice as well as her accent has been changed. Now, let me switch back to English because I can't understand Korean and I can't talk further to her. So I can ask the same thing in different ways, and she is intelligent enough to understand the customer requirement and fulfill it with the best possible solution. So let me ask the same thing in a different way. Can you please change the language?
어떤 언어를 선택하시겠습니까?
English.
Thank you. Your selected language, English, has been configured successfully. Now you can communicate further in English.
Yeah, as you saw that I have switched back to the English. I have trained my host for a few things like change of language, help the customer to plan their trip, book a hotel or car. But if I ask anything apart from that, let's see how she responds back. Best Hollywood movie of 2019.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Best Hollywood movie of 2019.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Best Hollywood actor 2019.
Sorry, input was not clear. Can you please come again?
So as you can see that when I'm asking a question different from the what we have defined, so I'm getting a predefined response. Okay, so now I'm going to ask her to help me in the planning of my trip. Hey Eliza, can you please help me to plan my trip?
Which country do you want to go?
Australia. So
Australia.
now she's
Australia,
the country
officially the Commonwealth of Australia, is a sovereign country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island. The most popular places in Australia are Sydney Opera House. The icon of Sydney is a must-visit even for those who do not enjoy opera all that much. Circular Quay. That you are going to visit this area, whether you want to or not. You will have to come here while you're sightseeing, travelling Circular Quay. Sydney Harbour Bridge, Pylon. This steel arch bridge, one of the largest ones in the world, is one of the most renowned icons of Sydney. Darling Harbour. You can find all kinds of entertainment in this vibrant part of the city. Which state, city or location of Australia you want to explore?
So now she's asking which part of this country I want to explore. Melbourne.
Melbourne. Melbourne is the capital and most populous city of the Australian state of Victoria, and the second most populous city in Australia. And the most popular places in Melbourne are Queen Victoria Market. This market is one of Melbourne's most well-known landmarks as well as the largest open-air market in the Southern Hemisphere. St. Paul's Cathedral. Recently having celebrated the 125th anniversary of its consecration, the street, Federation Square. The huge open-air space and a large screen make the place perfect for public gatherings and broadcasting of sport events. Eureka Sky Deck 88. When you visit this observation deck, located on the 88th floor of the Eureka Tower, that you are 285 meters high, looking down from the highest. What's the purpose of your visit?
So now she's asking what exactly I want to go be there. So, shopping.
The most popular shopping places in Melbourne are Block Arcade. Historically the very first shopping arcade in the city. Melbourne Central. Melbourne Central is a large shopping centre, office, and public transport hub in the city of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Docklands. Docklands is an inner western suburb of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, 2 kilometres from Melbourne's Central Business District. Do you want to see more places?
Yes.
South Melbourne Market. The South Melbourne Market is a covered food and general goods market located in South Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. DFO South Wharf. Home to over 100 brands. You can also sit down for a coffee or grab a bite to eat in numerous restaurants and cafes. Collins Street. Collins Street is a major street in the centre of Melbourne, Victoria in Australia. Swanston Street. Located just north of the Flinders Street station, this place is great for bargain and souvenirs shopping. Would you like to see more places for shopping in Melbourne?
No.
Do you want to book a hotel in Melbourne?
So now, since I confirmed that I want to visit Melbourne, so she's confirming whether I want to book a hotel in Melbourne. So let me ask her. Yes.
What day do you want to check in?
25th of January.
How many nights will you be staying?
4.
What type of room would you like? Queen, king or deluxe?
Deluxe.
Okay, I have you down for a 4-night stay in Melbourne starting the 25th of January 2020. Shall I book the reservation?
Yes, please.
Congratulations. Your hotel booking for 4-night stay in Melbourne from the 25th of January 2020 has been confirmed.
So as you saw that she took the dates, and based on that she confirmed the reservation. And if I see my mail, so here you can see that I received a confirmation mail regarding the booking, and it's mentioning about my booking date and all this information. Similar to that, you can ask for any country, state, city, or any part of the world. So she will provide you the information and help you in the booking process. Let me try with one more location. Plan my trip.
Which country do you want to go?
Japan.
Japan. Japan is an island country in East Asia. Located in the Pacific Ocean, it lies off the eastern coast of the Asian continent and stretches. The most popular places in Japan are Sensoji. Built in the early 7th century AD, this is the oldest as well as the most visited temple in Tokyo. Tokyo Imperial Palace. The stunning residence of the Japanese emperor located on the former site of Edo Castle. Osaka Castle. The beautiful castle with a spectacular tower is located in the heart of Osaka. Fushimi Inari Taisha. This is the head of more than 30,000 Inari shrines, the most numerous shrines scattered all over Japan. Which state, city or location of Japan you want to explore?
Since I already showed the complete process, so I don't want to go further. But similarly, you can ask for any country, city, location of the world, and she will help you with the popular location and also in the booking process. So I don't want to go further. Cancel. So I'm canceling my request.
Your last request has been cancelled.
So apart from that, there is one more service, which is a car booking service. Let me show you how it works. But this time I'll choose a different language. Change the language.
Which language you want choose?
This time I'll go with Hindi, since I'm able to understand and I can communicate with her. Hindi.
धन्यवाद। आपकी चुनी हुई भाषा हिंदी को सफलतापूर्वक कॉन्फ़िगर किया गया है। अब आप हिंदी में आगे संवाद कर सकते हैं।
So as she has confirmed that my selected language Hindi is configured successfully. So now I'm going to communicate further in Hindi. कृपया कार बुक कीजिए।
किस शहर में आपको कार किराए पर लेने की जरूरत है?
बेंगलुरु।
आप अपने किराए की शुरुआत किस दिन करना चाहते हैं?
27th of January.
आप किस दिन कार को वापस करना चाहते हैं?
29th of January.
इस किराए के लिए चालक की उम्र क्या होगी?
35 years.
इस किराए के लिए चालक की उम्र क्या होगी?
35.
आप किस प्रकार की कार किराए पर लेना चाहते हैं? हमारी सबसे लोकप्रिय विकल्प अर्थव्यवस्था, मिड साइज और लग्जरी हैं।
Luxury.
The 27th of January 2020 से the 29th of January 2020 तक बेंगलुरु में इस शहर के किराए की कीमत $250 है। क्या मैं आरक्षण बुक करूं?
Yes.
बधाई हो। The 27th of January 2020 से the 29th of January 2020 तक बेंगलुरु में शहर किराए पर लेने के लिए आपकी बुकिंग की पुष्टि की गई है।
So as you can see that she gave me the acknowledgement that my booking has been confirmed, and if I see my mail, definitely I'll receive a confirmation mail as well. So here you can see that there is a confirmation mail confirming my booking for Bangalore. This is a pickup date and that drop date. Now, if I want to go and check that database table in DynamoDB, I can see the records corresponding to my last transaction for car booking and for hotel booking. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel Cloud Buddy for more amazing videos. Thank you.